welcome to Allana's Manor. Today we have another spiritual pick a card reading. Today's reading will be for the 27th of May through to the 2nd of June 2026. Today we are going to be using the Spiritual Work Oracle. This is a deck that I created. And we're also going to be using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra and Taylor. Okay, so for this week's reading, we have got pile or card number 1 with the hematite crystal, pile or card number 2 with the apophyllite crystal, and pile or card number 3 with the celestite crystal. So you can choose your pile by 1, 2, or 3, or you can go with whichever crystal you're feeling drawn to today. Take a moment, see what resonates with you, and I'll see you in the reading. Okay, if you picked card or pile number 1, then this is your reading. And if you picked the hematite crystal, then this is also your reading. Okay, first card up here is crystals. Second card is clairaudience. Third card is sound healing. Okay, the overall energy here is journey. So some of you are going on a new journey this week in terms of your spiritual path, a new direction. For others of you, you may be going further or journeying further into a subject that you are already working in. For example, like if you already work with crystals, you may be looking into something deeper to do with crystals. But I do feel like there's definitely a new journey on your spiritual path this week for this group. For some of you, it will be learning about crystals or working with crystals or tuning into crystals' energies. For some of you, this might even involve exploring the crystal caves. We also have clairaudience here, so I do feel like for some of you, clairaudient abilities are going to be very strengthened this week. So for those of you who do not know what clairaudience is, this is the ability to hear psychically. For most people, it's not through the actual ears that you hear, it is through the mind, through thoughts, through sounds, through... Sometimes it sounds like a voice talking in your head, but you know it's not yours. So there is an increase in clairaudient abilities this week. And we also have sound healing. So some of you may be looking into working with tuning forks. Some of you may be looking into singing bowls as a way of healing of yourself, or maybe healing of rooms or people. So for some of you, it's working with crystals this week. Some of you are just having clairaudient abilities getting strengthened. And for some of you, you may be choosing to work with sound healing this week. If you are working with crystals or sound healing, if you already do work with those particular modalities, you may be looking at stepping up in that area in some way this week. If you are a newbie, then maybe crystals or sound healing might be something that you might want to be looking into this week. But I do feel for everybody who's chosen this group, we are going to be seeing some heightened clairaudient abilities happening this week. Okay, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, if you picked card or pile number 2, then this is your reading. And if you picked the apophyllite crystal, then this is your reading. Okay. First card up is emotional release. Second card is journaling. And the third card is the angelic realm. The overall energy for this group is the temple path. So the temple path is about a sacred space. So some of you may be needing to create a sacred space either in your home, a sacred space outside somewhere, or some of you may just need to find that sacred space within yourself this week. But sacred space is actually a very important thing this week for this group. Okay, so first card here is an emotional release. So for those of you who are newbies, sometimes we hold on to emotional stuff that we need to let go of. So what an emotional release is we get a pen and paper, we write down every single thing that has annoyed us, made us angry, made us hurt. And so we just keep writing. Sometimes we'll sit there and go, we don't know that we're angry about anything, but once you start writing, you can certainly fill that page. So you just keep writing. Even if you're crying, you just keep going. And when you're done, you safely burn that. And as you are burning it, you release all those feelings. Well, at least that's how I do it. If you have a different way of doing that, you can do that, but there is some type of emotional release that needs to happen for somebody in this group this week. We also have journaling, so I do feel like for some of you there is a need to start writing down your experiences and what happens, because later on you can look back at that. And it can become like your own little personal manual to refer to when something happens that you're not sure about. If you keep a journal of all that, if you keep a journal of everything that is happening to you, sometimes you're able to see patterns and like repeating themes, which makes it easier for you to understand when things happen later on. So it is important to start writing down our experiences, what we experienced, how we experienced, and what the experience was. For those of you who are a little bit more advanced, I'm also feeling like automatic writing coming through for some people. So I feel like when you're getting thoughts in your head, I feel like you need to sit with the pen and paper and start writing, because this could be some kind of automatic writing that's coming through for you as well this week. We also have the angelic realm here, so some of you are working with the angels this week. Some of you may be visiting the angelic realm. If you are a newbie and you don't know what the angelic realm is, you can Google that, or there's plenty of videos on YouTube too to explain what that is as well. So I do feel like there may be communication coming in from the angelic realm this week. Some of you are communicating with angels, some of you are doing some automatic writing, and some of you need to just journal your experience, and then others of you, there's some type of emotional release that needs to happen this week. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, if you picked card or pile number 3, then this is your reading. And if you picked the celestite crystal, then this is also your reading. Okay. Okay, first card up here is automatic writing. Next card up here is journaling. And the next card up here is telepathy. Okay, the overall energy for this group is indecision. Okay, so some of you may be having a little bit of difficulty deciding which path we want to go down next, or what subject we want to learn about next. Some of you may just be a little bit unsure about which direction to move forward in. Some of you may have too many choices and you're not able to decide where you want to go exactly. But there is some type of indecision going on this week in terms of your spiritual path. First card here is automatic writing. So this week some of you may be experiencing some form of automatic writing. For some people it will be when you start getting thoughts in your mind. That's what happens to me. Then I know I need to sit down with a pen and paper and start writing up, because Spirit is communicating in that way for me. Some of you may be experiencing it like that. Some of you may purposely go into automatic writing. And for you newbies, you may be researching about automatic writing or learning about automatic writing. The next card here is journaling. So I feel like for some of you, well, all of you pretty much, especially you newbies, you need to be writing about your experiences in a journal. So when I say writing about, you need to write what happens, like say you were meditating and you saw this and that. You need to write in this journal that when you were meditating you seen this and that, and then maybe write a little bit about when I saw this and that, this is how it made me feel. It can serve later on as a manual. So if you have a very similar experience at another point in time, you can always look back through that journal and see what that meant for you last time. So journaling is very important. For some people, the journaling is just about getting things off your chest and getting things out of your head and onto the paper. We also have telepathy here, so some of you may be experiencing telepathy this week. Some of you may already have a telepathic ability, and that may be strengthening this week. For some of you, you may be discovering that you have that ability this week. For others of you, you may be studying about telepathy or learning about it. Or depends what your situation is. For some of you too, Maybe there's too many options this week to decide on an actual pathway this week. Maybe for some of you too, there's too many options and you're just unable to choose one specific direction to move forward in at this time. I feel like eventually, like, you will come to a decision on that. But I feel like this week you're going to be very indecisive about which way you want to travel. But if you are having trouble deciding, you can always ask Spirit to send you a sign. And they can let you know what might be the best way to move forward. Okay, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.